Call Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan. And I'm going to name this First Pride, Then Death. Okay? Now, what you're looking at, I've covered this lesson twice. I'm not even going to go into this video. I just wanted to pull the image because obviously that's a prideful Edomite right there. Little Edom. Look at him. Who dares do that? You know, to this day, when I think about this situation, how it played out, I feel like that little boy would have got snatched out into the crib, not snatched up into the crib, or just punched his face off as soon as I opened the door. You know, being a 46-year-old man, I wouldn't even regard it how old this kid. You don't beat on my vehicle, you beating on my house, but that's that pride. You know, and who allowed him to walk out their house with that whip, you know, probably armed him with the whip, the wicked father, who actually wound up shooting a live round and got went to jail for endangering his own daughter. OK. But, you know, and this all took place over a dispute with Jakes, by the way. So once again, first pride, then death. And I just wanted to use that example. There's so many examples going on right now with these people. I mean, where do we start? You know, all the conflicts that that the whore Babylon, spiritual Babylon, is connected to right now, being drawn out by the least of them, Amalek, and their pride, their prideful spewing. You know, everywhere you turn, these people are just wicked. You know, even the opposite spectrum, Putin, he's a prideful man, too. He thinks the answer to everything is a nuke and we out of here. So, and that's the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So this is the book of Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction. First pride, then death. Okay. And a haughty spirit before a fall. What's a haughty spirit? Poofed up, full of vanity. You can't tell me nothing. Okay. Nothing to see, nothing to correct here. Better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly. What did it say? Better to be in a house of mourning than a house of mirth, thinking that you can go out here every day and enjoy the next day, enjoy the next moment, but not prepare your soul for what's to come. Okay, for all the woe going into war, all the woes that are here in your face, all the woes that are coming to this soil. Speaking of, we already got Texas sparking off this, what's going to lead to a civil war. They're doing their part. They're bringing it in, ushering it in, saying that we've had enough of this border shit. OK, but while all of this is taking place, you want to still go out and party. OK, that's a shot at our people. OK, the rest of these people the 17 nations have been conditioned to live this way. All right. They don't serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hell, 2/3 of our people don't. OK. This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 9. And by the way, I'm in my chapter readings, I'm reading in the book of Maccabees. I'm in the Second Maccabees, and then I go over the Deuteronomies and I pick chapters up. I love the whole volume of the Bible, but man, Maccabees is this something unique and special about that book. It hits hard, man. It hits hard. So this is Second Maccabees 9, starting at verse 4. Salakia. Oh yeah, starting at verse 4. Then swelling, and this is talking about Antiochus, the king, Edom, Idumea, Edomite, okay? Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Okay, so he had went to confront an army and he got put to flight. So now he wants to come home and take out vengeance on you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay? Therefore, commanded he his chariot man to drive without ceasing and to dispatch the journey, the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai now following him. So once this is a situation where you say, well, little did he know. Okay, the whole time, the wrath, the angels of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai follow him. For he had spoken proudly in his sort that he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burial place of the Jews. Now, does that sound familiar? What does the scripture say? The devil has but a little time to come down. He's going to come in like a flood. This is now. Okay, so that's what Antiochus was coming to do then. Same mentality of these people, man. You know, and how much more is it increased now when all the tools, the sword, the last time Esau gets to use his blessing is upon us now. Okay, so you know, a lot of pride. Hebrew hopscotching down to verse 8. And thus, he that a little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea. Now, haven't you heard the apostle, elder apostle, Ramli speak of the king who humbled himself and told his servants to take him down to the ocean and then gave them an example that he has no power over the waves, over the seas. He cannot command them. He does not have that authority. It belongs to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Antiochus is the opposite of that mannerism. Okay. Once again, here's 8. And thus he that a little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea. Man, this man's mind is poofed up. So proud was he beyond the condition of men. Isn't that biblical? And weight the high mountains in a balance and Salakia. So let me start that over. 2 Maccabees 9 and 8. And thus he that a little afore thought he might command the waves of the sea. So proud was he beyond the conditions of man, and weight the high mountains in a balance, was now cast on the ground. What he didn't Yahweh, we're gonna get to that. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said, I will bring thee down. Okay, and carried in an horse litter. And I found that out. I looked that up. That's when you have like 4 horses and the actual carrying chariot devices in between them. So it's not rolling on top of like wheels. It's being supported by the horses while you're being suspended. Okay. Showing forth unto all, Salakia, showing forth unto all the manifesting power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Okay. So that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man. And whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was nauseasome to all the army. Man, could you imagine having to serve somebody that you can't bear to stand around? Just stop and comprehend it. You can't bend. This is your authority, and you can't bear to stand next to this authority. Okay, not alone be in the presence of them. Okay, and the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven. We're gonna get that. No man could endure to carry for his unterrible stink, for his intolerable, Salakia, for his intolerable, horrible, disgusting stench. Okay? Here, therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride. Okay, now he's starting to consider Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and come to the knowledge of himself by scourge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. His pain increased every moment. So, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua did not let up on this man. Thawada Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Thawada Abba. Okay, now we're gonna skip down because there's a lot to go into this. He wanted to make peace with the Jews around about, send them letters promising this and that, telling the Lord how sorrowful he is, and this is what happened at the end of that. All that talk, too little, too late. This is Second Maccabees, chapter 9 and 28. Thus, the murderer and blasphemer, remember, I'm going to go to Jerusalem and make it a burial site. Exactly what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said that Edom will do in this last day. We'll make it a burial site, okay? Because it's his will, all right? You 2/3 are going to be uprooted up out of here. Only the 1/3 has salvation on this side, okay? Thus, the murderer and blasphemer, having suffered most grievously as he entreated other men, so died he a miserable death in a strange country in the mountains. Okay, and he's not the only one of the Edoms that go out like that. One of their leaders, Antiochus or whatever, because there's multiples of them. I think this is the fourth one. Okay, Salaki if I'm wrong for that, but yeah. So you see how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua dealt with him and his people. Okay. This is Proverbs 18, verse 10. The name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is a strong tower. That's the only way to go. You must have this fear. Jesus ain't gonna do nothing but have you cast off. Okay. The righteous run into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The rich man's wealth, okay? That's leaning into that's that pride. Having and what's the wealth today? Well, majority of wealth is coming from non-valued fiat, okay? That we put we sell our soul for. Our leaders, the false leaders of Yasharallah, they sell their soul for that fiat, for that valueless. And even if it was gold and silver, when it compares to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, there's no value. It's all vanity. That's why the Lord said all the elements must be melted. Okay. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as a high wall in his own consent. See, he's protected. He's hidden behind what he thinks is statue. Okay. Now, this is Second Maccabees, chapter 10, down to 32. Show you how the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua deal with this situation. Okay, as for Timotheus himself, he fled into a very strong hold called Gura, where Salakia. I have to do this.
As for Timotheus himself, he fled into a very stronghold called Gera, where Cheres was.
Okay, so once again, Second Maccabees, chapter 10 and 32. As for Timotheus himself, he fled into a very stronghold called Gura, where Chereas was governor. Okay, but they that were with Maccabees laid siege against the fortress courageously 4 days. Okay, and they that were within, trusting to the strength of the place, blasphemed exceedingly and uttered wicked words. Nevertheless, upon the 5th day, early, 20 young men of Maccabees' company, inflamed with anger. That's that indignation from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which means righteous anger, because of the blasphemies, okay? Assaulted the wall manually, okay, by hand, and with a fierce courage killed all that they met withal. So anybody that came to defend that wall got taken out. deleted, as we would say. Okay? Others likewise ascending after them, whilst they were bruised with them that were within, burnt the towers and kindled the fires, burnt the blasphemers alive. And others broke open the gates, and having received in the rest of the army, took the city. Okay? So they busted through those strongholds of those walls and destroyed all of those men and women, whoever, children that had the pride in their heart to think behind that wall they could say whatever they wanted to about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his people. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai put that power on those 20 men of Maccabees to go destroy a wall. Okay? And it referenced Jericho farther up. So they already had it in their mind that it could be done. They had the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's one thing that the book of Maccabees does not lack on: faith. These brothers did not tolerate it. They enough of that. Get that out of your mind. See, they was doing a lot of warring and battling, so it wasn't no room for it. Okay? Now, moving over. This is another example. 2 Maccabees chapter 12. Going down to verse 13. Okay. He went also about to make a bridge, and this is Maccabees, to a certain strong city, which was fenced about with walls and inhabited by people of diverse countries. What does that sound like? Okay, and this is all led by Idumea, led by diverse people. Isn't that right now spiritual Babylon? And what are our walls? We don't have walls. Yeah, we have that oceans. We have the oceans surrounding us, which we think is our tower. You know, that's what they look as. They feel like they can't be touched because of the landmass that surrounds them. Okay. And inhabited by people of diverse countries, and the name of it was Cyprus. But they that were within it put such trust in the strength of the walls and provisions of the victuals, so they had plenty. They had plenty. They had everything was taken. They was taken care of. They was pampered. Okay. Plenty to eat, plenty to deal with, plenty materials, okay? All within a haven. That they behaved themselves rudely towards them that were with Judas, okay? Railing and blaspheming, there's that word again, blaspheming, and uttering such words so were not to be spoken. Man, y'all ain't this, y'all ain't that, y'all can't do shit, we wish you would come up in here, wishing they wouldn't, okay? Wherefore Judas with his company, calling upon the great Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of the world, who without rams or engines of war did cast down Jericho in the time of Jonah. Okay, there it is. So they're giving an example right now that once again, they know the might of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Gave a fierce assault against the walls. Okay. So let me read that one more time. 2 Maccabees 12 and 15. Wherefore Judas with his company, calling upon the great Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of the world, who's without ram or engines of war, did cast down Jericho in the time of Joshua, gave a fierce assault against the wall, and took the city by the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All things by the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? And made unspeakable slaughters. And so much that, listen to this, and so much that a lake 2 furlongs broad near, adjoining thereunto, being filled full, was seen running with blood. Okay, and I'm gonna read that again. All right, and the furlongs are 1/8 of a mile. Okay, 1/8 of a mile. So once again, This is Second Maccabees chapter 12 and 16. And took the city by the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and made unspeakable slaughters, insomuch that a lake 2 furlongs broad near adjacent thereunto, being filled full, was seen running with blood. Isn't that what's coming to this day? Okay. He said it's going to be as the bodies will be as dung on the ground, like once again, geese dung everywhere. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of blood up to the horse's bridle. Okay. So the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai deals with his enemies, okay, through his children, all right, through the election of his children, okay. This is the book of Obadiah, the ultimate pride, right here, coming out of Obadiah 1 chapter, as you know, starting at verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Allah, power, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, an ambassador. Remember, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will do nothing but through the mouth of his prophets, Amos 3 and 7, okay? So those ambassadors, right now, your current ambassadors are the men doing this, the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, starting at the house of Great Millstone, our elder apostles, the elders, the Akim putting in the work, and also the like-minded men teaching the same word. As Paul said, we ought to teach the same thing, okay? And not wavering in faith. An ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou are greatly despised. Do you need any proof of that right now? The United States and Israel being brought up on charges of terrorism. And it's about time, because that's what they are. Okay, it's family. And also the United States has to answer their own counsel for these recent bombings on Yemen, because it was done without the counsel of a Congress. I mean, these people just can't get it right, okay? And it's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, all being played out in these scriptures, which are prophecy, okay? The pride of thy heart, of thy mind, have deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitations is high, that saith in his heart, in his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground, okay? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, which they do, the mascot, and not just Babylon, spiritual Babylon. The eagle has been used throughout the centuries and is used throughout other nations that eat them now. Okay. And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, which they do, their space stations, their satellites, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we're in the midst of watching that right now. Blessed are our eyes to see this day. For Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai said, many of prophets have wished to see this day that is upon us. So we must be able to endure. Through what? Through faith, through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, through the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, through the will, being obedient to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? I'm going to end this on the book of Amos, chapter 1, starting at verse 11. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, Idumea, Esau, however you want to name it, those people, their tribes, okay? Amalek, Teman, and many other of their tribes, okay? The high-ups, the low-lifes, okay, of Edom. And for 4, all right? So that 3 and 4 is 7. For the perfect number, spiritually, of transgressions, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. And I'm going to read that again so it doesn't come out confusing. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, 3 and 4, 7, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity against you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. Also the speckled birds who look like other nationalities that dwell amongst all the nations of the earth, because you got that spirit. They know who you are. You can't hide, okay? You could blend in, but you can't hide. And his anger did tear perpetuously, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman, okay? Your scientists, your inventors, which shall devour the palaces of Basra, and Basra being the palace, being the Salakia capital. So you got to imagine this all being spiritual talk. He is talking about, once again, the capital, spiritual Babylon, okay? The capital of these wicked people, the prideful, okay? Esau, Edom. All right. And with that, I pray that this has been edifying. Shalom. This one more time is first pride, then death.